Hey there, so in today's video I'm going to talk to you guys about long-term versus short-term thinking. To me this is a huge differentiating habit between successful and unsuccessful people, people that reach their goals versus people that don't. For me, I personally see and believe that we are socially programmed to think short-term. We want short-term gratification. We want things to happen right now with very little effort. We're always looking for the magic pill that'll help us lose all that weight and tone up all those muscles. We're always looking for things to happen in a short period of time, which isn't necessarily always a bad thing, but sometimes, most of the time, it takes time to get to where you want to be. So having short-term thinking versus long-term thinking. So this is something I've been thinking about a lot lately in my life because I've got my first son on the way. I really just got into this whole, having a family, this new change, this new chapter in my life less than a year ago. And it's really made me start thinking long-term versus short-term, whereas, my goals before were very short-term goals, make a certain amount of money each month, drive nice cars, have nice clothes, all those different types of things. For me, style of clothes changes every season along with cars. So for me, thinking about goals on a material basis is kind of short term versus long term. How I'm thinking now is I'm thinking long term for my family. I'm talking about my kids. I'm talking 6 generations deep. I'm trying to think about, I'm trying to set up. What do I need to do? How can I change the way that I'm thinking? And it really is changing the way I'm thinking. I'm no longer thinking about trying to just satisfy and gratify myself. Now I'm thinking about people I've never even met yet that I already have an emotional attachment to, and it's already increasing my motivation in droves. So that's a huge key, is where do you want to be? So always ask him, where do you want to be? Where do I want to be in blank? So 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Most people do not think this far ahead. I'm one of them. I don't think this far ahead. I set my goals in 90-day blocks. Then I got 4 blocks per year. Okay, I'm not thinking 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road. I guess because I haven't trained my imagination to go that far. But I can definitely tell you that now with these changes in my life, with these new experiences that are happening in my life, I'm definitely starting to think in these longer time frames versus the short. So essentially what you do to have a long-term perspective is you try to take your life 5 years into the future. And you have to come to the place where you are having total faith, total expectation that things are going to work out for your benefit, the way that you want them to work out. All of your dreams are going to come true. So in 5 years, I'm going to be 38 years old. So I'm going to be 38 years old. And where do I want my life to be if I had no limits? No limits whatsoever. Where would I want my life to be in those 5 core areas? Okay, where would I want my life to be? Okay, then take some time to write it out. And then when you know where you want to be in 5 years, then you chunk it back, break it up into 5 one-year blocks. Okay? And then you take the next 1 year and you break it up into 4 blocks. So let's just say for health, let's say in 5 years, someone wants to lose 200 pounds and gain 50 pounds of muscle. So that's 5-year goal. So if we took that 5-year goal and we broke it down into 4 one-year blocks. So you got year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we break that 200 pounds into 5 blocks. So that we're saying that in the next year, I want to lose 40 pounds. Okay, and then we take that 50, we break that in, and I want to gain 5 pounds of muscle, or 10 pounds of muscle this year. So my goal this year is to lose 40 pounds of fat and gain 10 pounds of muscle. So then I break that up into 4 blocks. So 4 90-day blocks. So then I say, okay, so I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 90 days. Okay, and I want to gain 4 1/4 pounds. And then you just take it down to the next level. Okay, now, so what do I need to do? There's 2 parts to losing weight and gaining muscle. There's diet. Actually, there's 3. There's diet, there's exercise, and there's drugs. Okay, there's a lot of drugs out there you could take, or medical. I'm gonna call it medical because you go get medical procedures done, so on and so forth. So you gotta then create a strategy. Well, what am I gonna do to lose 10 pounds and gain 4 1/4 pounds in the next 90 days? Okay, so it's taking things that are in a really, really big perspective. Because most people, the reason why they don't start moving towards their goals is because their goals are too dang big for them. It's so big outside of their perspective, outside of their imagination, that it scares them from even starting. Whereas if I can take that 1-year goal and I could break it down into smaller, much more manageable action steps, daily action steps. So, I mean, if you're 200 pounds overweight, if you're a big person, and you want to lose a lot of that weight, and you're not used to exercising at all, or dieting, okay, we take it down to very, very small levels. Starting with, hey, just do 25, 25, 25, where you're doing 25 push-ups, 25 jumping jacks, or good mornings. You're doing something that you can do, but it's still pushing you outside of that comfort zone for, let's say, the first 30 days, so you can start building that habit. Because you're going to start building momentum. Once you get that momentum and you start feeling different emotions on the inside, then it becomes a habit, then it becomes addiction, then the weight just naturally and effortlessly just falls right off. So, short-term versus long-term thinking. We set up long-term, really big, really stretch the imagination type of goals, and then we bring in short-term thinking where we take those big, huge goals and we bring them down into very, very manageable, bite-sized portions that you can easily and effortlessly accomplish every single day. So, I hope you like this message. So, what are your 5, 10, 20-year goals? What are just humongous things that you want to accomplish in your world? Many, many studies have proven that people who write down goals and who have big goals for their life accomplish much, much bigger things than the people who don't have goals and don't write them down and don't have a plan for them. Do not let yourself get lost in the dust by the people who are writing down their goals, keeping their goals in front of themselves, reminding themselves of their goals, and taking action on those goals every day. Don't let yourself be average and ordinary. Let yourself be great. Have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you next time.